Well, Chrome is the browser that I've been using for several months now, after being a long time Internet Explorer user, which I'm sad to admit out loud. Chrome really has made things a lot easier for me, and I'm hoping to share some of the things that I have used it for, specifically in relation to Twitter. Um, a long time, not really a long time, but about a year and a half user or member of Twitter, and really have enjoyed it. Now, this is my home screen when I log into Chrome. And for those of you that are curious, the screencast tool that I'm using to create this is Screencast-O-Matic. Highly recommend it. It works really well. It's free. It's easy. So if you're looking to make screencasts, I really highly recommend this one. So back to my screen here. Every time I open up a new tab, which you can see across the top here, these are just some of the extensions that I have that I can use. So the one I want to start with is TweetDeck, which is one that I have done tutorials on before. And just when you think you have it figured out, Twitter buys out TweetDeck and changes everything for you. So within TweetDeck, it can be a little overwhelming the first time you log in. You see these columns. This is my home column, so all the people that I follow, their updates go here. The me column is anybody that mentions me is going to go here, and I had sent out a message asking people to say hello and how they like Twitter, just so it would fill up with some stuff for folks to see. And then over here is another column that I've created, which is a search of a hashtag. And this particular one is EdChat, which is probably one of the more popular ones on Twitter. And the way the hashtag works is anytime anybody puts an update and uses this hashtag, it will go into that column. And there are literally hundreds and thousands of hashtags out there. If you just scroll down in my home column, you'll see a K12 hashtag. If we keep going down, you will see John Spencer, my good friend here, quoting Counting Crows all day hashtag. So there's some pretty ridiculous hashtags, but there's some really good ones for educators. Here is a TL, which is Teacher Librarian Chat, SS Chat, Social Studies Chat. If you're new to Twitter, I highly recommend you follow Cybraryman1. He has a comprehensive list of the Twitter hashtags that relate to educators, as well as when their weekly chats are. And then if you see across the top all these little bars, I have multiple columns on the other side, and it scrolls over. I have my direct messages, I have Collaborate, which is a project that I am working on, and then where I went to college, I keep up to date with their athletics, and I have a column for that. And if you want to add a new column, so let's say you want to add a column for Kinder Chat, if you go to the Add Column button up here, you click that. And if you want to search for a hashtag, and you can search just for a person or a list, but I'm not going to get into that. If you click the search button, I can type in the hashtag, which is the #, Kinder Chat, which I know is a kindergarten chat, which even though I'm not a kindergarten teacher, I do hop in on that one quite often, simply because I have a kindergartner at home. So it'll bring up that hashtag and all the stuff going around in there, and you can click Add a Column. And it will add it. It adds it to the end, so I have now a third page of columns, which is just overwhelming. But let's say I wanted to bring that back into my first three. If I click the little gear, I get some options. I can have notifications on, which are incredibly annoying. I can remove the column, or I can move the position. So if I just click the arrow, it's going to start moving it. Click the arrow again, click the arrow again, and now here it is on my first three, or my home screen. So I click the gear and it's back off. So now I've moved it there. So you can move your columns around whichever way seems fit for you. So if somebody is going to, I see coming up in my me column, and there's maybe somebody I don't follow. A lot of people want to know, well, how do I follow somebody? Well, if I just click on somebody's name, and I'll click on Jason here, even though I know I'm pretty sure I follow him, it'll give you their bio. You will see where they're at if they choose to share that. A lot of folks have their blogs posted there, a little bit about their bio, how many followers they have, who's following them. If they've created a list, you can pick up their tweets and what they're saying. You can do that and see that there. And whoops, I got off of there. Let's just grab Tim here. And if I want to follow, I just click the follow button. I can also, you will see spammers come up, you will see people posting some inappropriate things, and you can block them or report them as spam. I'm not going to do that to Tim here because I don't even know Tim and I don't want to do that. Or I can follow and unfollow him. So you can see information about them. If you're a new user, I highly recommend you use a picture of yourself. You have a bio that tells people a little bit about yourself. Folks don't like following the egg and not seeing that. So this is TweetDeck and the new one. A lot of times you'll see if you were to click on an actual tweet, see how my finger kind of comes up when it's in just that area, and I'll get Nancy here and I click on her tweet and it'll bring it up, and then if I want to know, what is Nancy replying to? She's saying hello, but why is she saying hello to me? What happened? If you see this little link up here says in reply to, if I click that, then the tweet that she was replying to shows up, which was something I actually just figured out because it's new in this new Twitter. And then I click back to me and it goes back to my column. And if you scroll over a tweet, you can see some options. You can reply with just that simple arrow and you'll reply to that person and just click, type in what you want to do. You can retweet it, which means send it back out. So if somebody sends something out that I think, wow, that's a pretty amazing comment or a great post and I want to retweet it and share it with my followers, I just click that retweet and I can click this retweet button right here and it will then go out to my followers. Or if I think, wow, that is a great tweet, I want to remember that, I will click the star and it will add it to my favorites, and then it will stay and I can keep and reference that at all times. So that's, again, a quick rundown on the new TweetDeck, is what I have found out how to use it so far. The other thing, oops, I got an update here. The other two things I wanted to share is an extension in Chrome. When you add a new column or add a new tab, you can go to the Chrome Web Store, and I'm not going to go into it because it's pretty simple, like the iTunes, App Store, things like that. And one of the extensions that I have found, a couple of them I found useful. One of them is the Google Reader Notifier. I have a Google Reader that's actually at 42 unread, which is an unbelievably low number for me. And so I can click on that, and it searches through my reader and throws just real quick titles and where it came from on here so I can see, and then I just click my link. So my Daniel Pink here, I can read his latest blog just by using that. I don't have to go into the Google Reader and all that kind of stuff. So let's say I've read this, and normally I would not do this, but I'm going to do this right now. Let's say I wanted to share this on Twitter. Well, before I was literally copying, going to TweetDeck, opening up a thing, pasting it, and it was taking forever. And a lot of you are probably laughing at that. But one of the newest apps or extensions that I've used is this one here called Shareaholic. And when I click your Shareaholic, you can link it with your Twitter, you can link it with your Evernote, which I've done just those two right now, and you can click more and link it to a whole lot of stuff. Many of these I don't even know what they are, to be quite honest with you. And so if I click Shareaholic and I want to share this on Twitter, I will click the Twitter link, and I will just need to connect it. Every time I log in I have to redo this, which is kind of a pain. But it'll redirect me, connect me to my Twitter, which is pretty simple. And there it is. Okay, so now I can just click tweet and I will send this out and it will put the title of the blog. A lot of times I will just add who it's from, just so that they will see that I'm referencing one of their posts, and I click tweet this. Thank you for sharing. So then I'll go back to TweetDeck and you'll see that just come out right there in my column, that what I just sent from Shareaholic. And so for me, it's an easy way to go back and forth between what I'm reading a blog and I want to share, not copying and pasting and wasting all that time. And then the other thing I will use is there is an Evernote extension. So let's say I'm looking at Daniel's blog post here and I want to reference it later, I want to hang on to it, I can clip it to Evernote. So if I use the Evernote Chrome Clipper extension, I have an Evernote thing. I can clip the article, I can clip the full page, I can clip the URL, and if I just clip it, it will then get sent to my Evernote. So you can do it through the Evernote extension, but I have found it to be even easier to use the Shareaholic, because it, again, just for me, one thing is simpler, and I can do the same thing, click to Evernote. And so again, it will bring up my Evernote information. If I want, this is the title of the article. If I want to tag it, education, newsletters, and I'm just kind of making up stuff right now. And I have a whole lot of things within, a whole lot of different notebooks within my Evernote. I have a notebook about homework and language arts stuff and all kinds of stuff. If I just want to throw it in my generic notebook to sort later, I can do that. If I want to add a note, I can do that. And I click save. And that will go to my Evernote. Alright, so where is Evernote? Well, again, I have the extension right here, I have it installed, so I'll go to Evernote, and within there I have that I just sent. It's sent there, and I can save it, move it around in my different notebooks over here to reference later. And again, it's all about a way for me to interact and share and gather things and keep things in a kind of a simple way. And I like going to one place to do all of those things. And Evernote's great because you can upload. I upload from my phone if I'm on the road. I come across a blog that I know has something good on it that I can't get to right now. I'll throw it up to Evernote and read it later. I have very few actual blogs that I read in my blog just because I get very easily overwhelmed. So I like to pick up things through, whether it's the KinderChat hashtag or EdChat. I'll read them later. I'll throw them up to Evernote and share them back out. But Chrome has been great because it really does integrate a lot of different things and makes it very easy for you to share things through Twitter as well as your blog and different things like that.